Hello and welcome back to the channel. Here's 3 rulings you need to know if you're playing Radiant Typhoon or playing against Radiant Typhoon. So the first one, I think a lot of the more competitively minded players will know already, but it's about Crusea and how Crusea can be chain blocked, basically. You need to watch out for this because if you're trying to hold Ashe or you're trying to hold Ghost Bell to try and hit the Crusea, somebody who's good at playing the deck or knows how to play the deck, this is what they're going to do. So let's say a quick play gets activated, doesn't matter which. That resolves. Now in a new chain, the effect of Crusea is going to activate to special summon itself to the field. At this point, the Radiant Typhoon player can activate Vision to draw 2, chain MST to pop, right? So the chain resolves, MST, pops the Vision, they draw 2 and discard 1, doesn't really matter what. And then Crusea, resolving last because it was chain link 1, special summons itself to the field. And now in a new chain, they can go Crusea, chain link 1 to search, Vision, chain link 2 to set itself back to the field. And it's because of this interaction that you need to be really careful with your Ashe, with your Ghost Bell, because if you're not, and the Radiant Typhoon player knows what they're doing, they'll just chain block the Crusea, and that Ashe that you've been holding in your hand, like you're gaining interest on it, can just be completely dead. So be aware of that interaction because, yeah, it can be quite devastating, to be honest, if they manage to get around. If you've got an Ashe or a Ghost Bell in hand and they still get the Crusea off anyway, that can be pretty rough. So because of how Crusea works and how with the interaction with the other Radiant cards it can chain block itself, we started to see a bit of a rise in popularity in Ghost Mourner, which I think in large part was driven by the OCG running Ghost Mourner in the lists. It's really important you understand how this card works in the TCG though, because it is a little bit different. If it's your turn, and that's important, if it's your turn and a quick play spell is activated, doesn't matter who activates it, Crusea will trigger. So during your turn, quick play spell is activated, and then in a new chain, Crusea special summons itself to their side of the field. You now have to activate Ghost Mourner in response to the monster being special summoned. You have to activate it in this window specifically. So if you're not really aware of this interaction, you might just think, oh, Crusea, no worries. Crusea's been special summoned, I'm going to hit that with a Ghost Mourner. But now what happens is, chain link 2, Crusea effect to search. It's really, really important that you understand this interaction, because if you're running Ghost Mourner and you Ghost Mourner in this situation, thinking it will stop the Crusea, they just go Crusea, chain link 2, to get the search. You call in the judge over, and the judge says, no, this is how it works. And let's face it, you've A, probably lost the game on the spot in this instance, and B, you're probably feeling so negged out that it absolutely wrecks the rest of your Swiss run anyway. So be aware of this interaction if you're running Ghost Mourner. Ghost Mourner cannot stop a Crusea that's special summoned during your turn. Last one, this is more of a don't get scammed kind of ruling, I guess, because people who either A, don't know the deck very well, or B, are trying to cheat, basically. They might try and pull this one against you, so you need to know this ruling. A quick play spell is activated. They have both Phonics and Crusea in hand. So, draw 2, discard 1, doesn't really matter what they are, irrelevant. Now, in a new chain, we go chain link 1, special summon Crusea, chain link 2 to special summon Phonics, and we go Phonics, chain link 2 because we want to chain block the Crusea, don't we? Okay, they've just cheated. The reason this doesn't work is because when it comes to monsters special summoning themselves from hand as a trigger response like this, you can only pick one. You can't do both. And if the card says hand or graveyard, then you can still only pick one. I think, again, people who are competitively minded will know this ruling, but what you have to watch out for is people who've picked the deck up who maybe don't understand this ruling, or people who are competitively minded but are maybe banking on the fact that you don't know the ruling. And this is unfortunately something you will see in Swiss events. People will knowledge check you if it feels like they're losing, particularly if you're playing like a bit of a rogue deck, right? You took a bit of a funky rogue deck to Swiss, and somebody who has in mind that they're very obviously going to make top cut because that's something they usually do, they might just test you a little bit in these situations, activate the quick play, special summon both from hand, and just see if you know. Well, now you do. When it comes to monsters special summoning themselves from their hand as a trigger, you can only activate one. Really important you know this. Do not get scammed. Anyway, short video. Thanks for watching.